Hello, everyone. This is not General Hand Grenade today. This is just Brian. I'm coming to you from my home. I want to talk to you about the things that are going on in the world today, um, particularly the pandemic that's kind of gripped us all right now. It's changed all of our lives, and it's killing people, and you know. Um, some people just don't even believe it. Like some people think it's a hoax and stuff, and like I called a friend of mine a fucking idiot yesterday on Facebook because she keeps posting just stupid things, you know. Like she's somebody that's a conspiracy theorist, right? Everything's a conspiracy, absolutely everything. And um, the funny thing about conspiracy theorists is that you'd think they'd be more discerning, right? Like they feel like they think that they're being more critical. But you would think that somebody that was more critical would be able to tell the difference between, you know, something that it really is suspect and something that isn't. Like when people are dying around you, and like this latest theory that they have there. What is it that the only reason that all this is happening, this entire epidemic, it's all a hoax, so that they can install this 5G network. You know, let me just, if you're one of these people that believes that, let me just tell you right straight out, okay? They don't need your permission, okay? They don't need to kill your nana or your papa to do this. If they want to build a 5G network, they're going to do it, okay? They don't need this elaborate hoax to go around and do it. They're just going to do it, okay? Like, don't be fun, don't be so stupid, okay? Like, think about it, okay? Just think about things before they come out of your mouth. Like this is not rocket science here. Just stop, think about it. Why would that person want me to believe that? And then say, that doesn't sound reasonable. Or maybe it does. Some things are reasonable, some things aren't. Some things are just fucking stupid. Like my friend on Facebook the other day. She's posting stuff like the latest thing, the one that I was just the end of the tip of the iceberg for me was um, these people that are going to hospitals right now with their cell phone cameras, right? These YouTubers, and they're showing parking lots that are empty, and they're wandering around hospital hallways and everything. And look at it, there's nobody here, it's all empty and everything. Well, yeah, like, can't you figure that out? Nobody wants to go to a hospital right now. They're not taking patients unless you have COVID 19 or you have some kind of life threatening thing. You're not supposed to go to a hospital right now. Do you think that if somebody has a 3-year-old kid that's got the sniffles, they're going to take them to the emergency like they usually do? No, that's the last place in the world they're going to take them, isn't it? And they're wondering where are all these patients and everything. You know, like the patients, they're quarantined. You know what that means? That means they're not out wandering around the hallways looking for YouTube cameramen, so that they can give them interviews. They're quarantined in a room without windows where you can't take fucking videos of them, you idiot. That, like, just think about things. Like I said, think about things before you say them. This is just ridiculous. Okay, I woke up this Monday with flu-like symptoms. Right, I'm still working right now, or I was anyway. Now I'm not. I'm quarantined right now in my home. You don't have to worry about me, by the way. Um, I don't think that I have COVID-19, and if I do, it's really mild for me. For some people, it isn't, but for me, it is. But I don't think that I have it. But you know why I'm staying home? There's no locks on my doors, right? There's nobody stopping me from going outside. Do you know why I'm staying home? Because I'm an adult, okay? Because I'm doing the right thing. Because I don't want my mom to get sick, and I don't want my kids to get sick, and I don't want my grandkids to get sick, and I don't want my neighbors to get sick, and I don't want anybody else, my coworkers. I could have hit it. I could have just went to work and kept on making money and not told anybody. Just put on a brave face and just went through it. Like a friggin' superhero. I never missed a day of work in my life, but I didn't. You know why? Because I'm a big boy, okay? I put my big boy pants on and I did what I'm supposed to do. And so should you too. All of you. If you don't have anywhere that you have to be, then please just stay home. Wash your hands a lot like you're supposed to. Don't touch your face and stay home. Some of us have to work, and that's fine. Do the best you can. Um, Take all the precautions that you can take while you're there. I'm sure your workplaces are trying to do the right things and everything, but if you don't have to be someplace, then don't be. You know, like some of our governments are not doing the right thing. Some of the governments are just pretending that it's not even happening. Like what is it? There was one government there in Florida. The guy, the governor there, he finally decided, okay, I'll tell people to stay at home, except churches. Churches. You know that place where you take a plate and you pass it around to everybody, so everybody in the entire place touches this thing and puts money in it? Yeah, you should go there. Yeah. Yeah, God will take care of you. It reminds me of that story, about the guy. The river overflows and starts to flood his neighborhood, and the water just keeps rising and rising and rising, and so he goes upstairs, and then it keeps rising, and then he goes up to his roof, and it just keeps rising, and this somebody comes along in a rowboat, says, "Hop in, I'll save you," and he says, "Oh, don't worry about it, God will save me." Oh, okay. So the guy rows off, and then a speedboat comes along a while later, and it's just about up to the top of his roof, and says, "Hop in, I'll save you." And he says, "No, no, don't worry about it. God's going to save me." So the guy takes off, right? Goes and saves somebody else. And then a helicopter comes down. The guy's only got a little bit of room to stand on, and then the river's going to sweep him away, right? The helicopter puts a ladder down for the guy to grab onto, and the guy says, "No, don't worry about me. God's going to save me," right? And so the helicopter flies away to go save somebody else. And then the guy dies, right? He's led a pretty good life, so he does go to heaven. And he asks God, he says, "Why am I here? Why didn't you save me?" He said, "I tried. I sent you a rowboat, a speedboat, and a friggin' helicopter. You wouldn't take any of them." So what can we infer from that? From that little story there. We can infer that if you do believe in God, then surely you must believe that He bestowed upon us, the human race, the intelligence to create and to learn. Like right now, in this day and age, we our life expectancy is 3 times what it was, say, 1,000 years ago. Not just because medical science is better, but because our prevention is better, right? We know better than to cross contaminate things, and we know that we're supposed to refrigerate food, and just simple things like that. We learned those things through science, right? Um, we have the ability to learn, and that's what we're supposed to save ourselves with, is that ability. We weren't built with big claws, right? Other animals have those kind of things. We don't. We have a big brain, and we're supposed to use it. And if somebody's telling you, your pastor or whoever, that you should be at church this Sunday, then I would suggest that maybe they have a different motivation for telling you that than God. God doesn't want you to go there and to contaminate each other. I mean, just think about these things first, okay? Just think about them first. I'm not telling you not to believe, okay? I'm not telling you that at all. I'm just telling you, just use the brain that God gave you, okay? Just think about these things first. I mean, look, I'm talking to you right now on YouTube. Anybody can do that. A pastor can do it live. He's got everybody's contact information. All he has to do is say, "Hey, no matter where you are, your cell phone, your laptop, your desktop computer, anything, your iPad, you can tune in this Sunday at such and such a time, and we'll do the same thing." And you can even donate. I've watched people do it. I'm on YouTube all the time. I watch people raising money on YouTube. You can see the little dollar signs going up and in, and it's you can do the same damn thing. There's no reason for people to get together right now. There's all kinds of interesting ways that people are overcoming this, including artists. I mean, people don't buy the records anymore. Remember, like we trade them now. We don't purchase them anymore. So the only way they can make money is by getting crowds of people together, right? And playing shows. They can't do that right now. So what do? They're at home and they're playing shows from home. And they're saying, hey, if you want to donate, you can. And people are, you can do this. It's that easy. You don't have to go anywhere. You just have to do the right thing. I just can't help but think about conspiracy theorists, though, that think that this is some kind of hoax. Like we talk a lot about conspiracy theories lately. Like it's front and center now because of people who are in power right now. It's just hilarious, right? Um, I was at work. There's this guy. He believes in Bigfoot, right? And that's fine. Like I can't tell you that there isn't some hairy guy living out in the bush somewhere. It could be, right. You know, there could be aliens. Like it would be naive to think that the universe is as big as it is, and that we're the only planet that has life on it. Like I get that. What I don't get is why somebody would want to come here and shove something up my ass. You know, like is that really the way to study my species? Is to put things in my bum? Like think about that, okay? Sure, maybe there's aliens, but they're not coming here and giving you an anal probe. You know, like when we discover a new species in the Amazon, we don't just hey let's shove something up its ass, find out what it's all about. Like it sounds funny, doesn't it? It's just stupid, right? Yeah, it is. It's stupid. And this Bigfoot thing, yeah, I don't know. There could be somebody living out there that's got too much hair. I could happen, right? But he made the mistake of telling this one guy who's really, really open to suggestion, right? Who is not computer savvy, doesn't know the difference um, between what's real and what isn't. Let's just put it that way. Like anyway, he goes on there, and now he's starting to believe that the Earth is flat. Like he's found this thing called YouTube, and so when you click on one thing, it gives you other things. Like you click on a conspiracy theory like Bigfoot, it's going to lead you to other conspiracy theories. Now this guy won't shut up, right? No, no, man, the Earth is flat. They want you to believe it's round. Who are they? I don't get it. Who are they? How do they make money doing that? By me believing that the Earth is round, how do they profit from that? Does it give them power? I don't get it. Like why would they go through all of that trouble? Why? Think about these things first. Anyway, speaking of Bigfoot though, like I was uh, I was watching Joe Rogan. He has a podcast, but it's also on YouTube. I was watching that a couple of years ago, and he was talking about Joe was a really big conspiracy theorist, right? He was a well-known one, and he's also very well known for other things as well. Like probably best known as being the color commentator for the UFC, and so a lot of people believe him. A lot, he seems to know his shit and everything. So these people came along and said, "We'd like to give you your own television show. We're going to give you a camera crew, unlimited amount of money. You take us and you go and explore all those conspiracies." And he thought, huh? Like nobody ever gets this chance, right? So he takes him up on this, right? He goes and okay, well, what should I do first? And he goes and he explores something, and then he goes and explores the next thing. Anyway, he gets to Bigfoot, right? He's okay, let's go find Bigfoot. So he goes to talk to all the experts on Bigfoot and everything, and he goes to all the places where Bigfoot has been spotted and everything. He's got this big camera crew with him, right? And he said, we looked and we looked and we looked. He said, the only thing we ever found was a bunch of unfuckable white guys. And he's telling this to another guy, right? The two of them are on his podcast, and the guy's like, "Oh, come on, like you didn't see any picture." He goes, "No, really. Like we didn't find any evidence of Bigfoot. Like no real evidence. All we found were weird, unfuckable white guys." He said, "You would have had a better chance of finding a black man looking for Bigfoot than you would of finding Bigfoot." Or sorry, you would have had a better chance of finding Bigfoot, he said, than you would have found a black man looking for Bigfoot. It was just weird, unfuckable white guys. That's all we ever found, he said. And so, like I tried, I kept going. I kept trying to But it just seemed like all these conspiracies were all bullshit. He said, some of them we couldn't disprove, but they didn't seem right anyway after really doing, having the money to dig into these things and stuff. Most of them, he said, didn't hold water. But it doesn't matter, does it? Like, we're living in the age of persuasion right now where all you have to do is post a meme or um, some kind of bullshit theory, somebody talking who sounds like they know what they're talking about, right? Or some idiot with a camera in a hospital that's empty saying, "Oh, there's nobody sick in here," because he doesn't see the sick people. Meanwhile, he's touching everything, right? He's touching the elevator buttons and he's touching the door handles. And then he goes outside and he touches his cell phone to upload it, you know, and then he puts the cell phone to his head when he wants to make a call. Yeah, and then he goes and talks to other people and, passes it on to them and they pass it on to other people. And, what's really funny about that is that the conspiracy theorists are actually the ones who become the conspiracy now, right? Because they're the ones that are hurting people. So they're the ones that are seeding the clouds, right? They're the ones building the 5G towers. They're the ones that are spreading the disease. I mean, we all are, and the disease didn't need any help, but they're making it worse, right? They're promoting their little theories on Facebook there and other places, and some people are believing them and still carrying on like nothing happened, right? And people are getting sick because of that. It's congratulations, now you're part of the cabal. You don't have to be a theorist anymore. You're a full-blown conspiracy. Way to go. You graduated. Anyway, look, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be quarantined for 2 weeks, but then I'll be back to work, and I'm pretty sure I'll be recovered. I don't even feel too bad now. That's why I don't think I have it. I was pretty sick for a couple of days, but now I'm not at all. Just that just doesn't sound like what COVID-19 sounds like. I know that it wasn't all the same thing to everybody, but it seems to me that being 56 years old and having only one kidney, I should probably be more susceptible and not less susceptible. So that's why I don't think that I have it. But I don't know because I live in a fairly isolated town, and the only people that they're testing are the people who are hospitalized. So I'm not going to get tested. So I'll never know whether or not I had it. But I'm going to be just fine. And I'll be out making more videos. I'll probably make lots next week because I've got time. This week I've spent, I didn't really feel up to making videos. So what I did was I made a bunch of, here, I'll show you. I'm looking at them right now. I still have to laminate them though. I'm making cheat sheets for Global 36, some reference sheets, different kinds and stuff. Putting things together. I've made 4 or 5 of them now. So I'm doing that. There's another guy who just signed up to YouTube there. I'll talk to you as General Hand Grenade now. Let's forget about all that other stuff. Just wash your hands, okay? Stay at home. Yeah, there's another YouTube. He was supposed to come here for the event that Panzer King and I had planned that we had to cancel. He has since started a channel. He didn't have a channel before that, but he has since started one. I've talked to him a lot on the phone and stuff, and he's a pretty decent guy, and he sounds like the ideas that he has are the kind of things that the rest of us haven't explored yet. And so I think that you might find his content to be pretty interesting. I'm going to, hang on a second, let me just, you know what, I'll put a link in the description box below this video of his, because I know that he's changed his name now since the name that he was using when he was coming up here, and so I don't want to make a mistake and give you the wrong name. I'll just put the description in the video box, or the in the description box below the video. Yeah, I'm not feeling 100% yet. Okay, but anyway, he was his last video there. He was just showing some of some of the interesting ones that he's been creating for Global War 1936 to 1945. I don't know that he's going to be doing any Axis and Allies stuff. It looks like he's just doing 36 stuff. He's got the big map though, like the 5x10. He hasn't shown that yet. I'm hoping he does. Like he shows it, but just a little piece of it, right? I wish I could have had the room for that. But anyway, so check him out though. I think he's going to be a good YouTuber in the future to come. So check out the link below in the video box. And I think that what I'm going to do, I thought about doing some more strategy and some more playthrough. But I think one thing I might do, like these are the old ones here. These are the old national reference sheets. When I say old, I mean about a month old. Like there's some that have been corrected, the spelling errors and things like that put out, and I've reprinted them and I've laminated them. And what I might do is just go through them nation by nation, so that we can talk about nations. That's something that I never got around to in version 2, was going through the reference sheets and going through the stuff that's on there, because a lot of the important information, especially the political information, is contained in those sheets rather than in the rule book. I don't have a rule book, and I don't want to go through the rule book until it's complete. For one thing, there's still the odd change being made. Like I did a video last week, and it was about the war in the Atlantic, and then I was contacted by my friend overseas and said, "Oh, there's something that's changed about that." Well, come on. So most of what I said is just about everything. What I said was correct there, but there was a change, and so I'm going to wait until that rule book's finished before I get into that. But these things are finished except for the corrections. Like there's just a couple of small corrections that need to be made. There's some hyphens like common dash wealth. I mean, there's no dash in the Commonwealth, right? No, just a couple of things like that. And those are the only changes that need to be made. So that might be what I do next. I'll just go through the turn order. Like I'll start with Germany and go through their production sheet, their reference sheet, and then move on to Russia and Japan and just go through them all. That'll be a good way to talk about each nation. Um, I'll talk about their specialty units and stuff. Like I won't just talk about what's written in there. I'll go through their units. I don't need to go through infantry and mountain infantry because you know what those are, right? But Germany does have a couple of special units, and so I'll just go through those and talk about what they are. And each nation has something like that. Each nation has some specialty type of infantry. So, those are the kind of things that I can talk about. Anyway, that's about all I have for you today. I might even start on that. I'm feeling pretty good today, so I might start on the reference sheets today. I think I've made as many reference sheets as I'm going to make. I can't think of any more information that I need to have at my fingertips that I don't have to go through the rule book to explore. That's why I like to make them. Like the peacetime income increases. Like these are all on everybody's charts, right? They're reference sheets, but rather than having to go and steal the Japan guy's sheet and go and take the Germany guy's sheet and the Italian guy's sheet to find out what they're saying, you can just read these, and there's the peacetime income increases and the wartime bonus income, so on the other side. So just things like that, right? Put them on one sheet, make a couple of them up and laminate them, and then you don't have to go through all of them, right? Like if you're Germany, okay, let me see. If I take this one country, what happens, right? Okay, so Great Britain gets some, Canada gets some, FEC no, ANZAC no, USA no, France gets something. No, Russia doesn't get anything. Okay, I'm going to do it. Makes it easier than having to go around and check everybody's sheet, right? So that's the kind of things that I've been doing, putting things like that together. And that's about all I got for you. So let's just stay safe out there, okay, people? Let's use our heads, okay? Let's just do what we're supposed to be doing. I don't have to repeat them, I can get sick of people telling me to wash my hands, just do the things you're supposed to be doing, and and let's get through this together, okay? So take care, everyone.